This is KOAT 7, Albuquerque, New Mexico's news leader. Now, Diane Anderson and Nelson Martinez. Health Beat with Dr. Barry Ramo. Weather with Howard Morgan. And Sports with Terry McDermott. This is Action 7 News, live at 10.
I have reason to believe that KOAT and Larry Barker will broadcast a story tonight that is full of innuendo and half-truth. I cannot force Mr. Barker to tell the truth. I can tell you the truth to ensure that the truth is told.
Children, Youth, and Family Secretary Heather Wilson hastily calls a news conference to discredit a Target 7 report she had not even seen. But it's a story you'll see in just a moment. Good evening, I'm Nelson Martinez.
And I'm Diane Anderson. Where is a sensitive case file relating to Wilson's husband?
Our Target 7 team has learned it was moved on orders of the Cabinet Secretary herself. And one law enforcement official calls the incident highly inappropriate.
Target 7 investigative reporter Larry Barker has the exclusive story that prompted Secretary Wilson to go on the offensive.
One of Governor Johnson's first appointments was Heather Wilson to head up Children, Youth, and Families. And one of Heather Wilson's first acts was to have a confidential case file on her husband removed from the department's central records. Believed to be in the file is a March 1993 Albuquerque police incident report containing potentially embarrassing allegations against Wilson's husband, Jay Hone. Now, charges were never pressed, but the allegation was referred to state authorities for investigation by Children, Youth, and Families, where the agency had a routine file on Jay Hone. Secretary Wilson took office January 1st last year. Target 7 has learned just 3 days later the secretary ordered her husband's file removed from the department's central records room here in Albuquerque and delivered to the department's attorney in her Santa Fe office. The action was documented on this index card copy, the original of which is now apparently missing. Also missing is a letter showing the file's current location. Children, Youth, and Families administrators suggest the letter may have been, quote, wrongfully removed. The Jay Hone file was taken from Children, Youth, and Families' Albuquerque office, which puts this incident under the jurisdiction of District Attorney Bob Schwartz.
If she removed this file relating to her husband from the file room or wherever they keep files to the office of the secretary, is that appropriate?
It is absolutely inappropriate. At minimum, the secretary has an obvious conflict of interest. And being a cabinet secretary, what she should have done is gone to a court under seal and at least asked a court to authorize this kind of removal, because obviously she's a little too close.
Secretary Wilson refused to discuss this matter with me, so we caught up with her at Children, Youth, and Families' Albuquerque office.
And this purports to be the card referencing your husband, right?
Yes.
Okay. And there's a notation here that the record was removed by your order on this date. Does that have any meaning to you or not?
I will assume that for these purposes that this is some kind of a copy of a record of this department. Now, where we locate files in this department is none of your business.
Well, did you order a record removed?
No.
So this is totally inaccurate.
Yes.
But confidential sources claim Secretary Wilson did indeed move her husband's case file. And that's not the only thing she removed. Watch closely. That's our investigative file. That's right. Secretary Wilson made off with our Target 7 file. Now, we recovered our documents moments later. Meanwhile, D.A. Schwartz says he will demand the Jay Hone file be returned.
These records do not belong to Secretary Wilson. These records belong to the department, and they are under the strict regulation of the law. If this file is in Secretary Wilson's desk, then she shouldn't be behind this desk anymore. She should resign.
The department confirms the Hone file does exist, but they won't say where it is. Larry Barker for Target 7.
When Secretary Wilson learned that KOAT 7 planned to run the story tonight, she summoned reporters to her Santa Fe office this afternoon.
There, for the first time, she publicly acknowledged having her husband's file moved.
The fact is that I'm a public figure, and I operate the cabinet department that takes about 2,000 kids away from their parents every year and incarcerates for very short periods of time 1,000 of the most dangerous juveniles in this state. And I had some serious concerns about the potential for the safety of my family, and that information is confidential and should remain so.
Wilson also claimed she was afraid that employees of her own department might tamper with or steal the file in order to discredit her.